Hey, Matt, how's it going tonight, man? Hey, Stephen D, how's it going? Woohoo! It's train night. I got some of my track fixed, and trains are running a little bit better. So, yay! I know, right? I didn't know if I'd have this ready to go for tonight's live stream or not. I had basically the whole outer section dismantled today. I was cleaning it more and getting the pins readjusted and everything. And right now, things seem to be running really well. Right? So how's everybody doing tonight? It was beautiful up here. 40 degrees. 40 degrees. I love it. We had a heat wave. Yeah, balmy, yeah. It was still nice though. Snow was actually melting. That's the one thing I really liked about it. Snow was melting. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's my Southern. I forgot to put the light back in the actual front part of the locomotive, but I had to take it apart. And come to find out that there was hair buildup from the snow stuff here. From all this, there was actually some buildup in the gear, so that's why it wasn't running properly. So, just when I went to go put the body back together, apparently the light slipped out. So now it's on the bottom. Thank you. I can do some of the little things here and there. All by trial and error. I had Thomas running for about 15-20 minutes a day before he just stopped working all over again. So that little locomotive, I swear. Oh, definitely. Luck always does help. Luck does help. It does. Oh, nice. Is that the one with the really long freight train, with the Pennsylvania Railroad -9 on the outer loop? Nice. Yeah, I like what I do when I can do that. I mean, like I said, that locomotive itself, I've had 18 cars and a caboose on, so, and that thing just it hauled it all around this layout. The other day was 14 cars in a caboose, so. Oh, nice. I know. I learned that a couple months ago. How I can. Uh, I got YouTube the app on my TV, and I just sign in, and it's like, holy crap, heck of a lot better than viewing it on the phone. Oh, Jackie Delpka. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Hello, how are you doing tonight? Thank you. Yeah, there's some pretty weird ones out there. Hello, Timmy, 7848. Oh, that's cool. I think it's sometime next week we're supposed to have the rail cars coming through this area to the north. On the little maintenance of way cars. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Dang. And then sometimes I'll see Great Lakes Central go up and down the main line there. that follows 131. That'd be cool though. Definitely, that'd be cool. Getting excited because there's actually talk of running a railroad back down or from Traverse City to Ann Arbor again. They're thinking about reopening that line, which I hope they do. That'd be nice. Welcome to everybody that just joined. Don't be shy, say hi. Drop a comment down there. Just having a couple conversations here. Go ahead, jump right in if you want. I want to say thank you to all our servicemen and women out there. Thank you for everything that you've done for this country. It's very appreciative. Got a couple friends that are in the military. I know, that one's pretty cool. The Southern only has like a buzzer. It's got to be my favorite part when two trains pass at the same time. Give me a thumbs up if you like trains. Woohoo! Thank you, Matt. Well, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Let's shoot our own horse. It's Friday night. We're running trains. Haha, it's crazy. Haha. I got my drink setting on the table here. Every time those two trains go by together, my can starts to shake a little bit. I love it. Thanks for all the love. I appreciate it. Oh, I look both ways before crossing. Hey Matt, you ever seen that movie Emperor's New Groove? You ever seen a movie called Emperor's New Groove? It's an animation movie with David Spade, John Goodman, Eartha Kitt, a couple other movies, or celebrities, sorry. And they got this one character in there called Kronk. and I forgot who he's voiced by, but every time I see these trains go by, I can hear him in my head go, oh yeah, just the way he does that. I don't know, it just was funny. I didn't know if you've ever seen that movie or not. Oh, it came out years ago. I want to say either late 90s or early 2000s, somewhere in there. It didn't really do that well at the box office. Um, but yeah, if you do just look up Kronk, which is the Eartha Kitt's henchman. She's like the Emperor's right hand man, right hand woman. But she gets what the Emperor likes to call a new model every year. And the guy who voices Kronk is so amazing. But I can hear Kronk just say that, and every time these trains go by. I know, right? Or Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, that's like one of my favorite movies. It's Tim Curry, Meatloaf. I mean, was it not Susan? Yeah, Susan Sarandon, I think. I mean, just they're called classics now. I mean, they're really there's a good following for them. I mean, they probably made more money later in years than they ever did the first five when it came out. I know, right? It still breaks my heart every time I see the ending of Back to the Future 3. It just breaks my heart knowing that beautiful steam locomotive went off that, into that ravine. It just breaks my heart. Hello, Emily. Right, and the door, yeah. DeLorean gets crushed by that big GT or SD series locomotive. I mean, it was sad but funny at the same time, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Yes, but then Doc Brown made a time machine out of a locomotive. So, I mean, a good trade. In my opinion, a good trade. I know, right? That would be my time machine. That would be the best time machine ever. Right. That would have been cool if they would have made one with it. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, I didn't know they came out with an animated series. That's cool. Oh, right on. Well, it's cool that they did, though. I mean, in an animated series, you know. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I'll look that up later, and then I'll let you know what I found out. But yeah, now that you mention it, because it was about Doc Brown, it wasn't about Marty. It was about Doc Brown, right? Oh God, no. Oh man, I would be really upset if they redid the Back to the Future series. Those need to be left alone. There's a lot of older movies that need to be left alone. I mean, it's like they can't come up with their own ideas anymore on movies, so they got to steal, ideas from other one, or they steal other movies. No. Right. Oh wait, didn't they do that with Dumbo? They give him his little mini movie. Unfortunately, it's the only one I know of that's Casey Jones. They call the train Casey Jones. That's the only movie that I know of that has that in it. Ah, yeah. Well, he still made it famous, though. I mean, a flying Dumbo or a flying elephant. That's definitely a rare spectacle. It's like life. There's an upside and downside. Oh wait, isn't that the Schwartz as well? Nah, he's got the upside. I got the downside. There's two sides to every Schwartz. I cannot wait for that movie to come out. Number 2 with Rick Moranis. I am so excited. No trains in that movie, but I still love it. May the Schwartz be with you. I need to step out for a minute, go grab me a refreshment. I will be back in a few minutes. Stronger, number 90. Thank you for welcoming in, Matt. I appreciate it. Hello, Jessica Griddle. 537. Hello. Thank you for welcoming them in, Matt. I appreciate it. Oh, that's cool. That's a way to do it, yeah. And I gotta charge the camera. Just a little bit. There you go. No, not yet. I'm still having problems with it. It still keeps acting like the wheels are slipping. I've dried the track. I went through again today. When I tore everything apart, I went through with the cleaner, rag, and scratch pads when I needed them and stuff. I mean, I went all out, and for some reason that locomotive still keeps juddering, jerking, and it keeps acting like it's just slipping, like it's going up the steepest terrain it can, and it's really kind of upsetting me a little bit. Because there's no tutorials or anything about those types of locomotives from Menards on any problems or fixing them, because they're so new. So I'm just about to write to Menards and say, hey, do you got a manual on anything? You know, the parts diagram? Yeah, it's a dual motor. Hefty dual motor, yeah. Got 4 traction wheels. And 2 on each motor. I mean, it never did that until I expanded my layout, and I don't know why, because all I did was add a 10-inch piece, a 10-inch section in 3 different spots. That's it. It's not like I rearranged all the electricity or anything. I just added those 3 sections, and now that locomotive just has not been running properly. I wish I could, but I've had it since November now. I'll keep working with it, see what I can do. If I have to, I can get a hold of a couple people that I know that work on O-gauge locomotives and stuff. So, you know, see if they spend a week with it, what they can figure out. I got a couple ways I can go, but I usually like to try to figure it out first myself. Because if I gotta have somebody else do it, it usually gets a little expensive, considering I gotta usually ship out the locomotive. I did that with when I first started, that I shipped out, had them redone, so they were just used and abused. Like this Southern here, all new lights, new motors and stuff. The bill with those 3 locomotives and the things I had done was more than I wanted to pay, let's put it that way. Oh wow, that's cool. Now, are those like flashlight ones, or the ones with the glass bulbs and like the light on the inside, or just different types? Sorry for kind of butting in on your guys' conversation. Oh, that is so freaking awesome. That is so cool. My basically my partner, my buddy, partner for the Backyard Railroad, my buddy Steve, he went out last year and got a it's railroad lantern. It holds it like, I mean, I don't know, it's not a real one, but it holds a candle in the center, and it's got the lights painted red on two of them, and then clear on the others. And then I have one that my grandfather used. It was his actual brakeman handheld electrical lantern that he had. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. You believe it or not, you can start building a backyard railroad for cheap. That's how I did mine. Everything on this layout and my backyard railroad, everything's on a budget. And I'll tell you right now, use wooden ties. Don't use those plastic ties that you get from, Enterprise Inc. ExiTie. In my opinion, they're not worth it. I'll be right back. I want to go grab something. Oh yeah? Nice. The trains are speaking to you. What size? What gauge? Right. Nice. Rhino's good. I don't know about MTH or Atlas or anything like that. I don't own any. But I've heard they're also, they got good ones too. But yeah, Lionel's really good. Well, Bachman's good. Bachman is more for like N scale and HO. I don't think they really dabble in O gauge, not that I've seen. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. But that's just to my knowledge. But Bachman's got some really good train sets. That's what I had. That's what I had for HO and N scale was Bachman. Hey, Bree. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. That is really cool. The stock certificate from the 18. Wow. That is, wow. That's old. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Well, glad to have you. Thank you for making it. Appreciate it. Yep, exactly. And talking about them and all that. Real quick, I want to show you guys something. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my backyard railroad videos, especially on the ties. Now, I'm going to show you something real quick. This is a 16-inch tie that goes to the switch kit that I just bought. It's already got the pre-drilled holes and everything. Made out of plastic, and it's got these holes down here. Okay. Light. I mean, this thing is light. I understand it's not supposed to be really heavy, but my problem is when I go to ballast and I set this on there, it's actually going to dig in deeper because all these holes are going to fill in with ballast. You see what I'm saying? And then these break. So it's like, I really, like them for trying. But these right here are $15 a piece. If you just were to go get one 16-inch one, it's $15 just for one. Now, I can go out, get a 2x4x8, cut them down. This is actually 18 inches. This is the one I'm going to replace the plastic one with. So this is just a normal pressure-treated 2x4 that I split in straight down the center, lengthwise. I pay, I think I was paying, what, $6, $7 for a 2x4x8, maybe even less than that. But I can get 12 of these ties for less than the price of one of the plastic ties. I mean, yeah, you gotta cut these. Okay, so what? You gotta drill your own holes or whatever. Okay, so what? It's a little extra work, but it's well worth the value. $15 just for the one, or $8, whatever it is for a 2x4, $5 to $8, whatever. And you can get 12 of these at 16 inches. I mean, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. I did a video on them, and I highly recommend that if anybody does a backyard railroad, that if you do get track sets or something like that from AccuTie or from somewhere that carries those, I would definitely recommend just not using them. Get pressure-treated wood and replace every single one, because the pressure-treated wood, I've talked with some people down at White Creek when I've been there, and they don't even trust the plastic ones. So a lot of people switch them out for either wood, or some people now are going for cement ties, which I won't do. Cement's too costly, and I don't have jigs and stuff for them. So, but why not go for pressure-treated wood? I'd rather spend, $100 on all the 2x4s I can get, then, you know, I can't even get 10 ties for that. So, just a little, you know, budget knowledge there, I guess, for backyard railroad if you're building one or looking into building one. Check out the video on the YouTube channel there. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of knowledge there. That was one of the first things I learned building the backyard railroad. The guy from White Creek told me, the owner. He just said, don't spend your time or money on the plastic ones. Just go out and buy pressure treated wood. They last longer, and you can use both sides or, you know, all four sides or whatever. So. So, one last time. No. $15 a piece. No. Yeah. Excuse me. I definitely thought it was the first time when the gentleman told that to me. Dang. Heck yeah, that'd be a lot of ties. Hell yeah. Yeah, I even cut down 4x4s every once in a while. I just use whatever wood I have if it's good, you know. I even go out looking for crates and pallets and stuff that have, you know, pressure treated 2x4s on them. Because I can always, because my ties are 1 3/4 or 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 16 inches long, so a little bit of extra trimming doesn't hurt anything. Oh, heat treated. Right. I mean, it's just little things I picked up along the way to save money on the backyard railroad. I mean, if there's no cracks in it, no big pits or knots or anything in the 2x4s, you know, all I do is I pull out the nails or the screws, and I can still use it. I mean, I don't have to seal it or nothing, just as long as it's pressure treated. That's the main point. And there's quite a few businesses around this area that put out pallets all the time. I think last year I went out and grabbed like 12 pallets, and I got about 28 to 32 ties out of all of them, all the 2x4s they had on them. So. I mean, they got good wood on them. I mean, seriously, there's reusable wood on them that people don't even look at. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was one I got from John Deere when I got one of my implements for my new 1025R. It was cedar. I couldn't believe the whole pallet and everything, the crate, the pallet, and everything was all cedar. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to save that for a special occasion, though. Okay. Right. A lot of people up here, they see pallets, they see ideas, you know, and we do. I mean, and I'm not saying just up here. I mean, everywhere. You know, a lot of people that are crafty, that are thrifty, they'll pick up pallets and they'll make something out of them. Years ago, I had built a 12 by 12 deck out of pallets. I mean, just a little for a gazebo. Dang. And I bet you're taking out quite a few every day too, right? And some of that wood is good if you're going camping. Cut some of that up and take it with you. I mean, it burns awesome. I mean, especially the thin pieces, the little half-inch pieces. Half inch by like 4 inches or whatever. Oh dang, that's quite a few pallets. I mean, shoot, I made a duck pen out of pallets before. I made a chicken pen out of pallets before. I mean, it's good wood stuff. And then when you're done with it, you burn it. Damn. Wow. Excuse my language. Dang. Just from one chip. Jeez. Wow. A lot of good wood being thrown out. You know, I don't understand why some people don't even reuse, pallets. Oh wow. So there's some pretty decent size pallets too. Probably like 4x4 pallets or something like that. I mean, those are some good pallets. Oh man. That's just crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. After I get done with Mr. J's car, that's what I plan on doing, is making a couple more flat cars, and then I think I'm going to make one more flat car, and then I think the next one after that I might make a box car. Oh, gotcha. Hello, glad to have you back. I definitely appreciate that, Matt. Yeah. I think what I might do though is actually do a poll and put 3 different types of cars for the railroad and have all you decide what car I'm going to make. And that'll probably be sometime later on this summer. But I do plan on getting some more steel. I plan on making at least 2 or 3 more cars by the end of the year. Right. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they're still good for things. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's so many uses for them. I mean, just the possibilities are almost endless. What you can do with it. I made a tree fort years ago for my kids with pallets. I mean, it's like, I guess, you know, I guess I'm going to just say throw them out. Then we get to use them for whatever we want to. Yep. I mean, shoot, I've built a couple benches and chairs out of some of those. So for around the fire pit. Don't short yourself out like that. I'm not good at a lot of stuff. I sometimes I'll have a good idea, but I don't know how to get it out from idea to reality. So that's where I have friends help, and they do the same. But ideas are endless, you know, possibilities, you know, you bounce them off people and whatnot, it's just limitless. Hello, Kevin England, 8209. How's it going tonight? I know, right? Thank you for joining. We're just talking about trains, and more trains. Talking about O gauge and 7.5 gauge backyard railroad. Yes, it is. I can actually, yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I mean, they both have their pros and cons, but O gauge is a lot easier to definitely get into and clean. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna actually change the view here in a second. As soon as the phone charges, I'm gonna put it at the very far point on the layout. Still a work in progress. Hopefully, maybe next year I'll have it expanded another 8 feet. Excuse me. So if you go with O gauge, you're gonna go with fast track, or you're gonna go with Lionel 3 rail, or like Menards 3 rail. Excuse me. Post charge. I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera. This is out at its farthest point. still chasing down those spots on the track. Okay. Oh, the standard just 3-rail, like, yeah, the Lionel 3-rail, Menards 3-rail. Yep. And it is. I like it for the realism, and 2 for the price, because it definitely is a lower price than Fast Track. And if one of the pins come out of the Fast Track, they don't have a tool to crimp everything back together, so you basically got to scrap it. I've seen people fix it with solder, so I mean, you can do that with Fast Track. But you can also do that with this rail too. I get a case of 10-inch, or yeah, it's a 24 10-inch track sections for $44.99 through Menards. And then I get 24 30-inch sections for $79.99. So, and Menards it's the same track as Lionel. Literally, it's, I mean, same style, same everything. I know, right? I can't talk enough about them. I mean, they do. I mean, for the track, power supplies and stuff like that, and their price point, you can't beat it for O gauge. I mean, you really can't. And it's not like they only have a few things, you know, they have quite a bit. But what really gets me about Menards is they still have more buildings in HO than they do O gauge. That really gets me. Okay. I know, right? But I am going to put this out there. They do not sponsor me. I'm not, you know, I don't do anything for money. They don't give me money to say their name. I just, from my use, I mean, my experience with Menards stuff, I really like it. Oh, that's okay, man. You know, I was going to get the Menards building before they no longer had it. And it actually did that jingle. I swear, if they ever came back out with that store, their own store, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Where I'm gonna put it, I don't know, but I'm gonna get it. Because it does the whole jingle from beginning to end. No, but you can order online from them. That's what some of the stuff you got to order online anyways. They don't have a lot of their stuff in stock up here. 'Cause I only go to one of them, which I should actually start going to the other one, which is over north of Traverse. Because from what I understand, that one actually has more than the one in Gaylord where I go. So, I mean, yeah, the shipping, does get a little expensive. I'm not gonna lie. But I kind of, like think, okay, to me, getting it shipped a little bit better than, because some of the stuff they don't even ship to the store, they have to just deliver it because it comes straight from the warehouse, I guess, over in Wisconsin. Right, it is. It's convenient, definitely. Sorry about that. Move this a little bit right here real quick. Okay, so that one just a little bit more. Like right now, that Tide building is on clearance for $50. It's an $80 building. Excuse me. Yeah. The police station, that's on sale right now. It's originally $100. They have it on sale for $79.99. I think that's it. I think those are the only two that they have deals on right now. No, the brewery. I think the brewery's on sale as well. My favorite building on this whole layout, though, if anybody wants to know my favorite building, it's the theater. That is my favorite building on this whole layout. I love them all, but that has to be my favorite. The bowling alley's nice. Let's put it this way. It really isn't. I mean, I'm getting views on pictures and the videos and stuff and I'm putting up, but I'm not getting too many followers. So like I said, I'm gonna give it about 3 to 6 months. And if I don't see any change, I'm just gonna delete the account. I'm not putting any, like new videos up over there or anything, or pictures. Just ones that I put up on the YouTube channel before, and I just keep putting up, hey, visit my YouTube channel and stuff. But it's not really going too well. Not right now. So, I mean, I know people are seeing the videos. I mean, I can see the view counter and stuff, but nobody's, if anybody's from TikTok, hey, just say, hey, I'm from TikTok. That'll help me, know that people are watching and they're listening, basically. Right. I didn't want to. I kind of, I'm not going to say, I was bullied in or anything, but I'm kind of taking the advice of a couple friends who think that they're right. So if it don't work out, then, well, whatever. I give it a shot. So, I mean, so far, 100% of all my subscribers and everything have just been from gear, from all my live streams and stuff, and so, and like I said, my goal is to educate and entertain, and just to show people that model trains are not dead, they're not dying, they're still here. People are making them fun, they're making them whatever they want. I mean, I know you know, if you put my layout up against, you know, quite a few people on YouTube, you know, in my opinion, you know, it's not better than theirs, but I love it. You know, it's my creation. Crap, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, bud. Well, you have a good night. Thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate it. Yeah, I bet. Appreciate it. Always good having you on, brother. You have a great evening and a great tomorrow. Be safe out there. Peace out, brother. Choo choo. That one's for you, man. Good night. Good night, brother. Hello, glad to have you back, Bree. Just been running trains. Matt left for the night. He went to bed. Yeah, it's always great talking with him. Well, with all of you. It's great talking with all of you. The ones that do chat. Hello, Canadian Locomotive Logistics. How's it going tonight? Oh, glad to hear it. Thanks for joining the live stream. Oh, that's cool. Well, thank you for sharing. Is that your YouTube channel there, Canadian Locomotive Logistics? Oh, that's awesome. Well, shout out to Canadian Locomotive Logistics. You got a YouTube channel, go check them out. We got 3 layouts online tonight, and he says you can operate one of them. So go check them out. I apologize. Yeah, operate anyone with GUI for controls. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Definitely always like to see and know what's going on with other layouts and gauges. I'll watch any type of train video on YouTube. Oh, you're welcome. So real quick, I'm going to do another shout out to Canadian Locomotive Logistics there. They got a YouTube channel. And they got it to where you can operate any one of the locomotives that are live tonight. They got 3 of them. Oh, that's cool. What, to add to it, to add to your live stream? Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool. So how does that work? I mean, you're just looking to connect with 50 people and say, hey, live stream with us, or... Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's a really cool idea. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's really cool. That's really good to see that, you know, people out there are doing that. You know, just my little channel, I do this for the love of trains. That's why I do it. And I also have a backyard railroad that I do videos and stuff on too. Which layout? My O gauge or the backyard railroad? No, this one is O scale. And then the one I have on the backyard railroad is 7.5 gauge ride-on scale. I got videos of it up on my channel. This layout is 5 feet down there by 16 feet this way, and then it's 12 feet at its width here. So all the way over here is about 12 feet. This is still a work in progress. But no, my outdoor one, that's an actual ride-on railroad, 7.5 gauge. And that one's taking up about approximately, by the time it's done, it'll take up roughly 3 acres. Just for one big loop. So far I have 900, or sorry, excuse me, hold on. I have 400 more feet to go. I think I'm at like 880 feet or somewhere around there. It's not fully connected yet. And I'm hoping that the backyard road should be connected this year. It's my goal. I have my own locomotive. I have one car, a flat car. I'm building a passenger car for my oldest son who has cerebral palsy. And then later on this year, I'm going to be building at least 2 more cars. But by the time I'm done, the whole track is going to be, the outdoor railroad will be, for the main line, 940 feet, and then for the siding to go to the engine house will be roughly 80 feet. So I'll have over 1,000 feet of track out. I use 1.5 by 1.5 by 16-inch pressure treated ties. I have what they call a super roo. It's made by Mike's Rail Cars in North Carolina. It's like a little switcher locomotive, battery powered. It takes 2 24 volt, basically marine batteries. I had them added the lights and the railings and stuff like that, and then I added my own stickers and decals to it. I got videos and videos up on my channel of that. It's orange. But yeah, I use 1.5 by 1.5 pressure treated ties. I just split 2x4s down the middle long ways and cut them on into 16-inch lengths for the actual track. These are one of my ties. This one's 18 inches. This is for a switch I got, but this is what I use. Right. But yeah, that's all I use. What do you mean a hut? No, this is upstairs in my garage. Alright, take it easy. Thank you for stopping by. It's good talking with you. Yeah, I'll check out your YouTube page later on tonight when I'm done with this live stream. I want to thank everybody for joining tonight's live stream here at JK&M Railroad. Check out my other videos on the YouTube channel of the O-gauge layout, and my backyard railroad of 7.5 gauge. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Appreciate it. So everybody have a good night. Be safe. Stay warm. And I'll be going live again this weekend. Talk to you later.